Wedding videos for as low as 100,000 naira? Gusto got you covered. Call 080-613-44639 or 080-644-06274. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to Gusto News on Gusto TV Africa. My name is Ima, and yes, on today's news, we'll be talking about Chuddy, and yes, we'll be having a bit of Don Jazzy, attached to this news. But before going on to what we have for today, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you amazing subscribers for all you do for us here at Gusto TV Africa. We see all of it, and we really do appreciate it. Also, if you're coming across this channel for the very first time, please do not forget to subscribe, and also do not forget, to click on the post notification bell so as to know when we drop new content and new videos for you. All right, so guys, moving on to what we have for today, we have Chuddy. Yes, Chuddy, who is the Gaga crazy crooner. Back then in the days when Chuddy gave us this particular song, everybody was like, it was the hit song of that period. But then all of a sudden we noticed that Chuddy was nowhere to be found. Like, he wasn't dropping songs, there was nothing about him in the news and all of that. This guy just went MIA. But recently, Chuddy has come out to make some certain revelations. But before going to that, let's take a look at some of the songs Chuddy gave us in the past. So yes, Chuddy gave us Ekelebe produced by Spells. Like, he did a whole lot of songs with Spells in the past. So he gave us Ekelebe produced by Spells. He also gave us Gaga Crazy, the famous song. This particular song actually made Chuddy very, very famous. Like I said, this particular song was the hit song of that time. All right, so we also have Slow. Yes, Chuddy gave us Slow. This song actually was also produced by Spells. Yes, he also gave us this one, Brazilian Hair, also produced by Spells. Like I said, Chuddy has been out of the news for a while, but recently he came on and he had an interview with Hip TV where he made some revelations about some record label boss who was threatened by his talent and who was threatened by his voice. He talked about the fact that this record label boss was scared that he was going to outshine his own artist, and went ahead to pay radio stations and asked them not to produce his songs, even not to play his songs. He even went ahead to say shows that he was actually supposed to perform at, this same record label owner went as far as making sure that promoters and show, people who get to come up with shows never invited him to any of the show, because yes, he was threatened that he was going to outshine his artist at that time. And this person, there are speculations that this person actually is Don Jazzy. Yes, but in that interview with Hip TV, Chuddy said he didn't want to call names, or he didn't want to mention the person, but he went ahead to say, you guys know this person, but I'm not going to call names, because if I call names, there's going to be a whole lot of trouble. So, but there are speculations that this person is Don Jazzy. Yes, we all know that Chuddy actually sounds like Wande, or Wande sounds like Chuddy, and at that point, Wande was actually signed to Don Jazzy's record label. So there are speculations that Don Jazzy is the person Chuddy is actually talking about. All right, guys, so we'll be going through some of the tweets that were made about this. Some people agreed with the fact that, Chuddy might be saying the truth, and some people came out to say, we are not sure, because Chuddy didn't say anybody, didn't mention any name. This could actually be any other person. But then, there's a whole lot of things going on Twitter. Trust Twitter people to always have their opinions with things. All right, guys, so let's take a look at some of the tweets that were made in regards to this particular claim that Chuddy has made online. All right, so this person says the person thinks he's God. This was actually the statement that Chuddy made in the interview. So this is the person actually rephrasing what Chuddy said. He said the person thinks he's God. The person is not even with the artist again. The person is not even number one at the moment. The person said, I sound like his artist. In bracket, Chuddy sounds like Wande, and that's actually true. And he said, and who owns Wande at that time in the music industry? At Don Jazzy, should be off mic. So this person has actually come out to rephrase everything that Chuddy actually had to say. And like I said, yes, Chuddy actually sounds like Wande, and at that time, Wande was signed to Don Jazzy's label. Also, this user says, I'm not saying Chuddy is right or that Don Jazzy is innocent, but make we wait till the story clear. I have seen people slandering Don Jazzy without knowing if he was the one Chuddy was referring to. And yes, like I said, Chuddy didn't actually come out to mention names, because he said he's not going to call names, because if he calls names, there's going to be a whole lot of trouble here and there, and that's something that he doesn't want. So yes, Chuddy didn't mention names, and like I said, these are actually speculations that Don Jazzy is who he was referring to. Okay, so this user also says, I believe Chuddy K, you see what we all see on social media most times is not what happens behind the scenes. Some people are good, humble, and say the right things on social media, but in reality it's another thing. Remember when Don Jazzy blasted Wande? Remember the Olamide own? Okay, now I don't know what he's talking about when it comes to Wande, but the Olamide gist, was what happened at the Hades, where Ricardo Bank was giving next rated instead of Lil Kesh, and there were speculations that Don Jazzy actually paid for Ricardo Banks to actually get the next rated award. So this is what he is talking about when he said, remember the Olamide own. All right, moving on, we have this user who says, so Chuddy K is indirectly saying Don Jazzy paid some radio stations not to play his songs because Oga said that he sounds like his artist Wande Alaye Silamba. So this person actually here does not believe the fact that Don Jazzy actually paid radio stations not to play his songs, and has come out to say, what, Chuddy K is actually lying. All right, so here we have this person who says, if what Chuddy K is saying is true, that means Fireboy DML is lucky he didn't pop during the Mohit era, because Don Jazzy would have paid for Peru not to be played, and we would have been deprived of that Peru mix with Ed. So this one now is trying to drag Fireboy into all of this mess, and he's saying that if Fireboy was actually known at the time when we had the Mohit record, that maybe Don Jazzy would have also paid record label to make sure that Fireboy's songs were not played on radio station, just as Chuddy K has actually come out to say some record label owner has done that to him. All right, so lastly we have this user who says, Lo, if I see a lot of people are scared to mention the name. Yes, it was Don Jazzy. He did it for Wande because Wande at that time was threatened by Chuddy K. The unfortunate part is it happens everywhere. So this person has come out to say, you guys are actually afraid to call names, but then I'm going to be calling names with my full chest. So this person is actually Wande, and at that time Wande was actually threatened that Chuddy K was actually going to knock him off the industry. I know Don Jazzy had to do what he had to do to see that okay, his artist actually tried in the music industry. All right guys, so we have one more tweet. This person says, it's two different things here. So you mean to tell me that Don Jazzy paid all the radio stations in the country not to play Chuddy K song? Make it make sense. So this person is saying this doesn't make sense. There is no way Don Jazzy is going to pay all the radio stations in Nigeria not to play your songs. Even if some radio stations happen not to play, there are some who would actually eventually play your songs. And this person is saying this doesn't make sense to me. Whatever Chuddy K has actually come out to say does not make sense. All right guys, so that's all on the Chuddy K and Don Jazzy saga. Yes, Don Jazzy has actually not come out to say anything, and also like I said, Chuddy K did not mention the name of the record label boss, and neither did he also mention the name of the artist. But like I said, these are all speculation, and like one of the Twitter users said that this is not yet clear, so let's wait till when the story is clear. Let's wait to hear from maybe a witness who was there when Don Jazzy did all of this, or let's hear what Don Jazzy actually has to say about this. All right guys, so tell us what you think about this news in the comment section, and as usual guys, be in the comment section responding to some of your comments, if not all. Don't forget to keep doing what you do for us here at Gusto. We see all of it and we really do appreciate you. All right guys, bye for now. My name is Emma.